Before you start today's listening activity, just wanted to point out these really important phonics. So remember that the J, the letter J in Spanish, is always pronounced, I suppose, a little bit like an H in English. It's from your throat, sort of like ch. So the word for chess is pronounced ajedrez. And the word to play is pronounced jugar. So ch. The next one is two L's. Remember that when you have two L's together, they make a y sound. For example, to ride a horse or horse riding is montar a caballo, not montar a caballo. And then the other phonic, which is really going to make your pronunciation and listening skills hugely improve, is that a V is pronounced the same as the letter B. So the word sometimes is pronounced a veces, not a veces. And that's why I keep telling you guys when you do your Quizlet work to use the spell function, because that's really going to keep testing you on those phonics. Make sure you understand the words not only to read them, but to hear them when other people say them, but to make sure that other people will understand you when you're saying them. So one more time, the J is a ch, as in ajedrez or jugar. Two L's make a y, for example, montar a caballo, and a V is a B, for example, a veces, sometimes. Okay, for this activity is escucha y rellena los huecos. So listen and fill in the gaps. Just write out the numbers 1 to 6 on your notepaper or in your book, and all you've got to do is write the word in Spanish that is in each of those gaps by listening to me read the paragraph. We're going to self-mark it afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to start reading. Of course, you can pause the video if you're really stuck and go back. But try and listen through all the way through the first time. Cuando era más joven, me gustaba leer. Sin embargo, ahora prefiero montar a caballo, porque es guay. Diría que mi pasatiempo favorito es jugar al fútbol, al aire libre, porque lo encuentro relajante. También a veces juego al ajedrez con mi padre, pero es un poco aburrido. I am going to read through the whole thing again, but after that, of course, you can pause the recording, go back, whatever you need. The reason that I'm going to read it through twice like this is that's exactly how they will do it in the GCSE examination. Cuando era más joven, me gustaba leer. Sin embargo, ahora prefiero montar a caballo, porque es guay. Diría que mi pasatiempo favorito es jugar al fútbol, al aire libre, porque lo encuentro relajante. También a veces juego al ajedrez con mi padre, pero es un poco aburrido. If you need to hear that one more time, go back now, okay? Because I'm going to go through the answers now. If you've got a different colour pen, change pens to bolígrafo verde, and each one of these, which is correctly spelt, okay, is going to get a mark. It must be correctly spelt because what we're checking for is your knowledge of phonics. So that's not just the way that we pronounce things, it's the way that we pronounce things in relation to how we spell things. Really important we get that accurate. Okay, so your first one would be leer. Next up, caballo. Guay. Aire. People find this one tricky, but if we break it down, you've got a, I, and then e. Put that all together, aire. Aire libre. Relajante. Make sure you're pronouncing that right and not as relajante. Remember, the J is always a ch. And then finally, the last gap was ajedrez.